morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
I like the Alaskan pipeline.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing. You get me?
Oh, that sounds so good.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang. Yeah. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
The finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side.
Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show, Thursday, August 15th. Still a split squad because Chris is still in Cleveland, Ohio. The rest of us back here in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. And heartbreaker. No Tommy Olsen today. Another late scratch. T.O.'s got another big boy job. That really screws up our whole show.
Everything is falling apart.
Right? The big boy job, it's got to go.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. No Tommy today. But Chris in Cleveland. Leber will be here in about an hour. Tom Pelissero for the first time, right, Chris? Weekly at 7:40.
Yep.
Right.
With a million things to discuss today.
Can't wait. Yep.
Possibly Parker Fox later, too. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Max is over there. Zach's over there.
It's like Maxie on the mic. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Max is on the mic. I can see him. Hi, Maxo.
Hey.
Well, that Maxo, too. That
Could you do
Maxo's
the
more
bit where you turn your volume up just a little bit?
Sure, man. Checkity check.
Nailed
How's
it.
that? Good.
Perfect.
Hi, everybody.
How's Cleveland?
Yeah, man.
It was very sunny yesterday. I got some sun on the old forehead. It's weird having no hair, and I'm still not used to that. I got to take better care of my forehead because I'm sure I'm going to be peeling. It's going to look like I got a freaking snowfall off my head when I bend over. Let me tell you guys, that Cleveland Browns team is pretty damn good. I think we are practicing against a very, very good squad right here. And let me tell you something else. David Njoku is the biggest human being on the planet. He's the scariest individual I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Seeing him standing near Myles Garrett, I pooped myself a little bit. And I realized that I don't know, I am basically a hobbit. Like if if this were Lord of the Rings, like I would be Frodo and they would be regular sized people.
Or they are the trees.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if Garrett and Njoku tried to, all right, the two of them were standing 2 feet away from you and somebody had a stopwatch, and it was, how fast can these two human beings end your life with their bare hands?
Yeah.
Give me an honest over-under. Like, could they kill you within 45 seconds?
Yeah. I would say a backhand from Njoku would break my head off of my shoulders. It would send my head flying across. I can't. I'm not even kidding you guys. I cannot believe how big those two are. And I saw Myles Garrett first, and I've seen Myles Garrett before. That's a big dude, right? Not in person, but I didn't even know who David Njoku was until yesterday because I'm not the draft aficionado that Meets Us Paul Lambert is. I saw him catch, I believe, 3 passes in a row. He's going to be an enormous part of that offense. Because
that's a huge bitch.
He is a huge bitch.
Those guys are monsters.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I mean, what are his numbers? Is he 12'1"? Is that how big he is? Does he weigh 7 tons? I can't believe it, man.
Didn't he survive a fire last year, too?
And then played the next
fire was
day.
afraid of him. He tried to slap the fire.
He's Chuck Norris.
He's only 6'4". Come on now.
Looks much taller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, of course, and if you ran right now, I mean, look at this guy. Just run a Google search of David Njoku. It's Njoku. And the second picture that comes up is him without a shirt on. But of course it is.
Yeah, why would you wear a shirt?
I would never have a shirt on.
No,
yeah.
Either would I.
Never.
Lucky.
I've never seen anything like it.
God,
and he's got
man crush.
Great
I love
hair.
it. Does he really?
Great hair.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
Yeah.
And he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
It looks like Milli Vanilli if Millie, instead of doing cocaine, did steroids. That's what it looks like.
Right. Or did bench presses.
They
actually sang.
Millie and Vanilli did cocaine?
You've never seen that or listened to that documentary, have you? Or the podcast, have you?
No, I've not.
It's something else.
They loved it.
Both of them did, or just the dead one?
I'm not sure which one's which.
Yeah.
I'm really not. One of them's Millie, one of them's Vanilli. I'm not sure. Anyway, 6'4", 246. He looked like he's 7'4", 346. But I'm going to stop talking about that giant man.
Yeah.
Who's only 28 years old. Jeez Louise.
Well, it can distract us from everything else falling apart because J.J. McCarthy's out for the year. Jordan Addison's on crutches and in a walking boot. And KOC's optimistic, right? He's saying he doesn't believe it's super serious, but everybody else is going, well, that's not great to have crutches and a walking boot. I thought Gerdsey said it the best last night, because Gerdsey's around athletes all the time.
All the time.
And he said something like, years ago when you heard somebody was in a walking boot, it was, oh, no, they're done for the year.
Yeah.
Like, that's serious. Now, he was saying that that is just a pretty standard precaution.
Yeah.
That a walking boot doesn't necessarily mean devastation. It's just, well, let's just get this thing stabilized. Let's just not make it worse for the next day or two. But Gerdsey was like, well, the crutches is different.
Yes.
Crutches is normally like, wow, you don't want him to put any weight on it? How bad is this thing?
Right.
So KOC says it's not super concerning, but they just don't know how bad it is. But
yeah, well, he said
that's not great.
He said JJ's was just knee soreness, So, it's not good, man. I don't think it's going to be good. Have you seen the play? The play went viral where he got hurt.
See it.
Yeah. He comes down pretty hard on his ankle. It looks bad.
Yeah, he grabs it right away.
Right away.
Was it because David Njoku just looked at the ankle, or what happened?
And then Myles Garrett looked at it.
Oh,
he screamed.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He decided he wanted to quit football.
Yeah.
He was done with it.
You know what sucks the most about this whole
to get real fast.
About this whole thing potentially falling apart? I know Darnold was set to start, but we wanted to see McCarthy at some point, right? And I know Jordan Addison is going to be at some point this season probably suspended 3 games. If the NFL can wait for the legal proceedings to clear out, it's probably going to be this season where he's going to miss 3. But let's say this is a serious injury. You had a team that was over under 6.5 on DraftKings, right? So for the season, this team wasn't expected to do much anyway. Now you lose one of their most dynamic offensive players and a guy that we definitely had high hopes for to at least get in at some point this year and sling it for us. They needed everything to go well with the current roster. If you're losing stars, man, and think about KOC and Kwesi, right? We just heard a couple days ago, Mark Wilf said we will not extend either of them this season. We're going to wait till this season plays out. And KOC's like, no, totally get it. No big deal. Kwesi probably said the same thing. Look, they have to overachieve. Now, the bar is pretty low. Again, when you have an over-under 6.5, nobody's expecting much. You can't really go 3-14 in a, quote, contract extension year, even though they might have a whole bunch of really good excuses. I don't know if the Vikes are going to be super thrilled about a disastrous season, regardless of if it's injury related. I don't think anybody would point the finger at KOC and say, how come you can't figure this out? Well, I don't know. My 10th overall pick didn't play a snap.
Right.
And Jordan Addison maybe misses half or we don't know. Let's say he misses half the year. That makes it really tough on even somebody like Sam Darnold that has slung it before. But man, this thing's falling apart quickly here. This sucks.
And as you alluded to, the J.J. McCarthy safety blanket isn't there anymore. So if Sam Darnold, who we understand that he's playing with probably the best team he's ever started with. I know he played on San Francisco, but he didn't really start. If this goes south like he has, it's not like we're getting a third-year guy who's been playing well and is on the upswing. He has not played well. If this continues down that Sam Darnold is a third overall pick bust, the J.J. McCarthy safety blanket isn't there. So you go to Nick Mullins. I asked this to Hockey off the air. I would bet they add another quarterback. Somebody who is better than Nick Mullins would be my guess.
So they did that last year, right, when they panicked and went out and got Dobbs because they wanted to do something outside of just having Jaron Hall. It sucks because I know you tweeted yesterday 1-16. And if this thing goes south, I know from a fan's perspective, it's like, well, this was a transition year anyway. This thing's falling apart. But again, like I just said, when you have KOC and Kwesi going, well, we need to overachieve. We don't need to win the Super Bowl, but we probably need to overachieve this year and at least fight for a spot.
Yeah.
Right? You got to get in that 7, 8, 9 range and at least show that you had some fight. Maybe they do get a little bit desperate and find a bigger name back. Now, you paid Darnold $10 million to be the safety net like you just referenced, but now that you don't have JJ,
May
Is
I
Mullins
just jump in for
big
a minute?
enough? Yeah, go for it.
Can I jump in? I know you guys are all about feeling good this time of the morning. Thank you so much for all your positivity. We've got a what looks like a really good defense, which will keep us in some games. And we've
that's true,
not even seen a squad really on the field yet for more than one series with our guy at quarterback. So let's not give away a 1-16 season already today when we haven't played our second preseason game yet. Let's just take a deep breath and relax. And I don't know what Jordan Addison's injury is. It didn't look good yesterday, I'll tell you that. But we were going to definitely be without him at some point in the season anyway. So let's just take a deep breath and not give up completely on the season yet. I don't think we can say it's going to be a 1-16 season yet. And I'm telling you, the defense is going to be really, really good. The defense is going to be really good.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
yeah.
Renard looks like a beast. Everybody says Van Ginkel's legit. Cashman's legit.
They should get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Schedule's tough, right? Fifth hardest schedule. I think everybody, even with McCarthy and Addison, thought the ceiling was, let's maybe surprise somebody and fight for a playoff spot. You could argue we have the toughest division in football, too. That doesn't help either. Top to bottom, there's no disastrous team, especially if the Bears make the jump that everybody thinks they're going to make. It's going to be an uphill battle. But KOC surprised us in year one, right?
Yeah.
Massive overachieving in year one. No, that was with his cousins.
Yeah.
And they had everything bounce their way that year, but still, he overachieved once.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just let's give him a shot and see what happens. Let's just try to stop the injuries if we can.
That would be great.
Help that.
Hopefully
that would be
we
really,
can get.
Really great.
Hopefully we can get through today without significant injury.
Jonathan Grenard just fell off of a building.
Oh no!
I believe he is in fact
I
dead.
thought I heard something outside.
No, he is dead now.
Yeah,
he wasn't paying
dead?
attention. Wasn't like a murder or anything. He just honestly just wasn't looking and just walked right off the edge.
That seems like something that more than just we would be reporting right now.
But
I don't break a lot of stories, but I'm on top of them. Nobody in this town reports.
Oh no!
See, I even got the audio. That's how good I am.
Wow.
Well, he didn't fall very far.
I feel like I've let you down. I'm sitting right here. I had no idea.
But I'm sure in Tampa, like a year ago, they were saying the same thing. Like, we have Baker Mayfield. Like, this is going to be a punt on a season. And
thank you.
They beat the Eagles in the playoffs. So, that can happen. And that's, as Tom Pelissero, he's not really that plugged in, but he gets it. He understands it. He even said, the day of the Super Bowl, Sam Darnold is their Baker Mayfield plan. Because there was a chance. We talked about it for months. What if they don't get a quarterback in the draft? Two teams snipe him, not out of the question. Nobody saw Penix going 8th overall. But, there was a chance that Sam Darnold was the quarterback without a rookie. So, Tampa probably said the same thing, and they want to playoff.
Yeah, it's happened. The craziest stat I read yesterday is the one that J.J. McCarthy is the first ever first-round quarterback to miss his entire rookie season due to injury.
Yeah.
We've had, obviously, quarterbacks sit out because they are waiting their turn, right? I think it's still pretty rare. I think they said he's like the fourth this century, so since 2000, that will have not played at all in his rookie season at all. But the first one ever to miss the entire season due to injury. Isn't that crazy? How has that never happened once where you had a first-round quarterback get hurt in the preseason, off-season, whatever it is? It's never happened once until this week. Why is that?
Because the football gods wanted to punish us. That's why.
Well, I think you should sacrifice yourself to the football gods.
Yeah.
Is that a possible thing?
Maybe that's what Grenard just did.
Yeah, maybe that's why. If it brings back JJ, Zacho, will you do it?
No. Because I'll be dead and I won't be able to enjoy it.
Maybe.
I just went out, walked around the building, and I think you're misreporting. I don't see any dead bodies anywhere, and I think there'd probably be a police line or something set up somewhere.
Honestly, he's in pretty good shape. My guess is he would just bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
You
don't know how stuff works.
Yeah.
Bumble or whatever.
Is your whole life football?
Mine is, yeah.
There's other things going on in the world,
Mine's all football all the time.
Is that right?
Although they do have a tough schedule, a lot of those games are at home, man.
And they have a tough schedule based on last year's teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They do play six straight playoff teams, but still, a lot of them are at home.
Okay? Can we just play the season? Please, can we just let them just try before we give up on life? Please?
Yes.
I mean,
if they lose
I
on,
can see the look on Corey's face. He can't see me, but I can see him. And the look on his face is like, this guy's an idiot. He's going to believe in fairy tales. And I'm telling you, it's okay to believe in fairy tales every now and then.
You can.
It's okay to be happy once in a while. That'd be fun for people out there.
I am pumped. It's football season. That
sounds great. Sounds like you're ready to go.
If they're 1-16, I'll watch every game. But if they turn out and they're 10-7, that'd be great. You enjoy the season.
You did some good math. 10-7 is the right number.
Enjoy
Fantastic.
the season, man. It's a tough season.
Mike Tice said it best.
But enjoy the season.
That's right. It's football. It's football season. Let's not give up on it yet.
It's better than any other season. Bad football is better than great baseball.
Over under 6.5 wins, Sauce. Go. You don't want to answer?
No.
We don't know yet.
I think I bet on it with Hawk.
Which side did you take?
We did. What was that $250 bet, Hogs, Daddy? Do you remember?
Hell, I don't know. I don't remember yesterday.
I think you bet with two different people. Was Carly the other
and
one?
I, and then against you and Tommy. I think we were.
This is why we have Power Trip bets. We make season-long bets and immediately forget who we bet, how much we bet, what side of the bet we were on.
He died.
That's proof that we're degenerates. We don't even know what we're gambling on anymore. More of the Power Trip morning show.
Stick around. We'll give you more reasons not to wake up. Stick around, everybody. Come on.
The Fan.
The Power Hour begins at 8 a.m. You can watch it at KFAN.com/watch. It's all powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you're here. Here we are. It is Thursday morning? There's no Tommy.
No.
Best day of the week, but no Tommy Olsen. What happened? Was he a late scratch? Was he high as a kite? Was he drunken as a skunk?
Yeah, big boy job. I think he's got something at 7, so, would have had to leave the second he got here.
Yeah, right. So he was smashed.
Probably.
Yeah.
100%. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what big boy job is all about, right? Taking clients out and getting them wasted and taking them to get some hookers.
And it's the ultimate excuse, right?
Am I right?
Yeah, sorry, I can't make it. I got too hammered last night, but I got a meeting. Right?
I don't know if you could do the job that he does unless you're a really social person. Well, you got to be a wheeler and a dealer.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've told the story in the air. The wife and I and my mother-in-law went to Lord Fletcher's for lunch once, and I get a text, hey, look up. And I look up, and he's hammered on a Monday at the bar at Lord Fletcher's.
With a bunch of clients?
With a bunch of clients.
Yeah, wheeling and dealing.
Smoked. Yeah.
Playing the hits.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
On his A game.
Which is great, man. Good
Which
for
is
him.
great.
Yeah.
I don't have
if that's
the...
what it takes. There's nobody better.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
I
he's
can't
Tommy
imagine.
boy. Yeah.
If I had the choice, if I needed to buy something and had a choice between buying it from A or Tommy Olsen, I'm definitely going to buy from Tommy Olsen.
Correct, yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
If you needed paper, you would definitely buy from him and not Michael Scott.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And if somebody said, hey, from noon to 6 today, you got to take 5 clients out, you got to get 0.2, you got to show them a good time, you got to do it. I could go, all right, I can do it today. Well, you got to do it on Wednesday and Friday, too. I'd go, I quit.
Yeah, I quit.
One day, I'll give you my best effort.
Yeah, correct.
If that's the job, I don't have the the fortitude to put up with that more than once.
Yeah.
But he can do it.
I would pull a hockey on my clients.
Yeah,
I'd get fired for the first day. There's no chance.
Yeah, you pull a hockey at your own party.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so here's the ultimate question. I want everybody to answer this question, and just be yourself. Be honest. The house from Poltergeist is for sale.
Oh.
The actual house. Okay. Now I don't know if you know this or not, but it was just a movie. It's not based on true events like The Exorcist or
Child's Play.
Horror. Yeah, or Child's Play, right?
Yeah,
or Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or Friday the 13th,
or Medea's Halloween 1 and 2.
Oh, great film!
2
right?
is not,
Hawk
by the way. Did you know that? That's a complete fiction.
Oh, 2 it's not okay.
Hawk loves that movie.
I couldn't love it more than I do. I watched it again last night to go to sleep because I had to, beat my.
Oh my God! You masturbated to Medea Halloween
like you never have.
I mean,
I like candy.
Oh,
was that the movie you said was way better than people would think?
No, that was Medea Christmas.
Oh, Medea Christmas.
It's
Sorry that I got those confused.
Yeah, because I lost a bet and I had to go see it, and I specifically remember Hawk went and saw it like 2 days later
without losing a bet.
You told me it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It's not bad. And I think Eugene Levy's in a lot of them, and he's funny.
I almost got Pee Wee Herman because of that movie.
You were hammering yourself to Medea Christmas
in the theater.
How?
And it was a children's film.
Wow.
Anyway, let me get back to this.
Weird.
4267 Roxbury Street in California's Simi Valley. On the market for the first time in 45 years for the low sum of $1.174 million. Would the fact that, even though you know it was just a movie, would the fact that Poltergeist was filmed keep you from living in that house?
1,000%.
It would you?
Yes, it would you. Yeah, it would me. Yeah. 100%.
It would not me. I'd be 100% fine with living there. Amityville Horror House, I'd have a hard time. But that one, I'd be fine.
What
Corey?
about, is there a Hereditary house? Would you sleep there?
A tree house. If you've seen Hereditary, you know what I'm talking about.
No, not watching it.
Right, Maxo?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Not
Tree
watching
house
it.
scene?
I wouldn't want to be anywhere where that movie was filmed.
Yeah, I'm surprised I live in the same country. I'm hoping it was in the United States. I may have to move. What about you, Maxo? Would you live in that house?
I'd live in the house, yeah. I would live, even if it was, as long as there's no actual murders being, like, that were taking place there, I'd live in it. But even if it's haunted, like, I read the other day that Mookie Betts didn't want to stay in that Brewers hotel because it's haunted.
Yeah, I'd stay
stay in it. Yeah, why not?
It's a nice hotel,
Until the ghosts mess with me, I'm cool. I'm chilling. I ain't got no problem with no ghosts.
Yeah, if it's just a movie set, you just nailed it, Maxo. The idea, even if it was if a house 5 houses down from me had 2 actual murders in it, I don't care if the house is 2 years old. I just wouldn't feel comfortable, not for ghost reasons. I just don't want to know somebody was slaughtered on the floor that I have to, pick my feet up and watch Office reruns.
And I would think about
that's where the person was bleeding out. Yeah, I would think about it all the time. So I wouldn't live there for that. Wouldn't be comfortable doing that. Not worried that they're going to rise up from the floor and strangle me. Just don't want to sit in the same room.
Yeah.
Zacho?
Zacho, what about
Yeah, I
you?
mean, that's the key. If it's a movie set, there's no connection, that's fine. If it's got the history and it's in the wood of the place.
Right. Like Sauce, if the people from HGTV, the Love It or Listed people were like, well, we completely renovated the house of Ed Gein, and it's lovely. I'd say, yeah, but at one point there were lampshades made out of human skin.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
no.
So you did a great job. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they had Matt Minster do the bathrooms. It looks great in here. No thanks.
At the Smithsonian, they have Ted Bundy's vehicle. Let's say they had a drawing at the Smithsonian where one lucky person would win that car. No payments, no insurance. Would you drive it around?
See, that I don't know why it is, but I wouldn't feel weird about driving a car. I wouldn't want Bundy's car.
Sure.
My guess is it's an old piece of crap.
It's
but in general,
VW Beetle. Yeah.
I don't know why a murder in a car wouldn't make me feel as uncomfortable as a murder in a home.
I don't know. Yeah.
What about Dr. Kevorkian's van?
That's a good question.
Sure. Yeah, just to see if he'd come back from the dead and take me out.
Did he have a van?
Would you live in Ted
yeah,
Kaczynski's house?
That's how he did it. He drove around.
Yeah,
he did it. Is that real? I thought you were making
he pulled it up. He would pull up, and they had all the stuff in the back. It's at the Haunted Museum in the Zach Bagans bit in Vegas.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
Don't
exactly
talk
right.
about yourself.
How high have you gotten?
The actual van is in that place in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. You can go see it and
is.
tour it.
Correct.
Yeah, it was the first to-go vehicle.
Oh, right on. That's convenient. Hey, he was DoorDash before DoorDash was DoorDash.
That's it.
The
Yeah.
first food truck.
Yeah,
DoorDash.
The DoorDash he did was the
Your suicide is 5 minutes away. Okay.
Oh.
That's nice.
Wow.
And that's why they call it DoorDash.
That's right. Man, what the heck else?
I don't think I've seen Poltergeist since I was about 8 years old.
Same.
Oh, man.
And it, it freaked the hell out of me then. But I just never got into horror movies in general. But I don't even remember the plot of it.
Would you guys' answers change if it was a scarier movie? Or no, just because it's a movie at all, it wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't live in the Exorcist house.
It was, an apartment. Yeah, I feel.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen it, so I don't.
No, but what about and I think, you know what? This is what I was thinking about. We talk about it all the time. We were talking about stadiums yesterday with Rosie or somebody like that when he was in. I still feel weird anytime we play the Saints because that stadium was the home to some terrible, terrible things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't
that's a
believe
good point.
that they just kept playing football in there after all the things all the people that died in there and all the terrible things that happened in there. I mean, I guess if a place should be haunted, it should be that place. My God.
Well, I guess think about that. Think about the Vegas hotel scenario.
Yeah.
If somebody has just died, killed themselves, whatever it is, in your room. If you don't know, you don't think about it for 1 second. But if somebody told you, oh, yeah, 2 people died in there 3 years ago, then I'd be like, I'm changing rooms.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to, again, not for the haunted factor. Just, I don't, somebody died in this bed. I hope you at least swapped out the bed. Gross. Get me out of here.
I actually put murder in my special request when I booked the room.
Yeah.
Previous murder, not current.
Yeah, but you murder yourself when you go into hotel rooms.
That's just the bathtub.
It's the only way you get an erection at this point.
Yeah, that's why do you think I like taking the baths?
Yeah. Do you have any idea? Have they completely gotten rid of that room at the Mandalay Bay? If you know what I mean.
They walled it off.
Yeah.
They did, so it's not even
Not
a room
accessible.
anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
Which, again, makes sense. Because what kind of psychos would say, give me that room?
I just want to
Those are
see a
psychos
lot
who
of
would love
people.
I just
There's
want
a
to see what
subreddit.
he saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough weirdos.
No, for sure. Front
There you
page
go. Great
sports.
saying. There we go.
When the Power Trip Morning Show returns after this on the Fan.
The Fan.
Punk rock icons Green Day are set to hit the stage at Target Field this Saturday. It's only a couple days away. Be there to celebrate 30 years of their album Dookie and 20 years of American Idiot when they play both albums in full, as well as other hits from their history. Get your tickets now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar. But we've got your last chance to win right now. Caller 11 will win your way in with a pair of club-level tickets. Call 800-320-5326.
Welcome back to your little Power Trip Morning Show. Guys, you want to be fascinated this morning by something that doesn't sound fascinating if you actually see it?
Of course, man.
Type in iceberg A23A. So capital A, the 2, the 3, and then the little a. It's a 1,600 square mile iceberg.
That's a huge bitch.
It's a huge bitch, and they've been tracking its journey. And at the moment, it won't stop spinning. It's just spinning in a circle. And it sounds ridiculous. It doesn't sound like anything that would be I can't stop watching it. It's just a giant 1,600 square mile. Think about how big that is. And this sumbitch just sits there spinning. Just spinning.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. Okay, that's out of nowhere. But
It's
let me tell you.
destined to melt after breaking free from Antarctica in 1986.
Yeah.
But this pause in its journey is delaying its fate.
Hey, on this one, there's a paywall for Smithsonian Magazine. Hawk, can you send me your password?
Yeah, you know what my password normally is.
Yeah.
Big jugs are fun. 232323. Fun.
Oh, that's a long
exclamation point.
password.
Eggplant emoji.
Wow. Oh, yeah. It
Just like all
worked.
my passwords.
Wow,
Yeah.
it worked.
Anyway, so there you go. A23A. If you want to watch a giant iceberg just spin, it's pretty fascinating.
That
And to watch
iceberg is
it
an
break
absolute
off.
spinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a spinner. And who doesn't love a spinner? Right,
Yeah.
Maxo?
Maxo left.
He ain't going to comment.
No.
He's taking a call.
Oh.
Probably from a spinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
better
No, the
believe it.
iceberg's calling in.
What is he saying right now? It's not his. Oh, Zacho.
Oh,
You should get clipped.
29 years too late.
Anyway, there you go. Hey, welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. I know you guys want to talk sports, so you get right after it anytime you want.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores. Get hydrated with our friends at Holiday. Buy 2, get 1 free. 28-ounce Gatorades. Mix and match any flavors you want. You could get the exclusive Lightning Blast flavor if you want, or anything else. Buy 2, get 1 free with our friends at Holiday. Thanks, Holiday.
You know
Hell
what they've
yeah.
got there, Corey? At Holiday, you know what they've got?
What's that?
Nesquik chocolate milk,
Sure.
best in the world, right?
Yeah.
They have Nesquik chocolate milk that now has protein in it, so it's like a protein drink. Only it tastes just like Nesquik. It's so good.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It's
That does
so
sound
good.
really
It's
good.
just
I'm
like
really
drinking
good.
chocolate milk, but
Yeah.
you're all healthy and you got big bones and stuff.
Pretty good.
Oh.
Thank you.
J.J. McCarthy's going to miss the entire season with the torn meniscus. They got in there yesterday and found out it was the worst case scenario, so he's getting the old full repair, got the full repair. So, like I mentioned a segment ago, he's the first modern era first round quarterback to miss his entire rookie season because of injury. That still kind of blows me away that that's never happened. But it happened to us. So, JJ, done for the year. Done for the year.
Yeah. Not the best news, but, now this means that Darnold won't play in the next 2 preseason games, and the next time we'll see him is against the Giants.
Probably would have been the case either way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But now this is definitive. You can't even remotely risk him.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of them yesterday. I don't know how much we'll see of them today, but I saw a lot of them yesterday. And as Pete Bursich was telling me, because if you want to hear real opinions, don't ask me. I'm just pirating his. But he said his deep ball looks fantastic, and so that could be exciting a lot, especially. I saw Aaron Jones running the ball for the first time yesterday. He's so fast, I can't even believe it. So if we get a little bit of a run game and open up the the downfield stuff, and Jordan Addison's leg actually isn't broken off at the ankle, we might be able to throw the ball deep. That could be fun.
Yeah, the other, and we saw that last year when the Packers took off. That was because of the Aaron Jones run game, and it worked. A run game can take a lot of pressure off of a quarterback new to a system, so that would be great. Can they hit the quarterbacks at practice?
They can't. No, you're not even supposed to bring each other down.
Okay.
Even in regular tackling, the pops are pretty hard. And I said it in the first segment of the show, guys. This Cleveland Browns team is damn good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Myles Garrett, my goodness, watching him against our big tackle. Come on, help me out. We just signed him.
Darisaw.
Yeah, him and Darisaw going after each other. They even talked about it. Oh, I got to mention this, by the way. Corey, Sauce, everybody. Yesterday, after the practice was over, PA interviewed Stefanski and KOC at the same time. The three of them sitting right there. It was so much fun. It's a great interview. They were having fun. Obviously, they've got a lot in common. Two young coaches, and I'm sitting there watching this thing happen, and I'm thinking to myself, when has this ever happened before? And it's a great interview. I think it's the first thing they're going to play on PA's show today.
Yeah.
Stefanski's excited about his team, and he should be. PA asked some great questions, and I would encourage you to listen at 9 a.m.
That's sweet,
That's
dude.
a fun interview. Yeah, it was really neat.
It's pretty
really,
cool.
really neat.
Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison carted off of the practice field yesterday in Cleveland with an ankle injury. KOC said it's not initially considered to be very serious, but won't practice today and beyond. But he did have a walking boot and crutches, which is concerning.
Very concerning.
Even if it is being just overly precautious, even if they just think it's an ankle sprain, they wanted zero pressure put on that ankle yesterday. So hopefully that's exactly what it is, just absolute over precaution.
Yeah. And if,
we'll see.
Hawk, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No, I'm just going to say I watched him being carted off the field. I didn't see the play as it actually happened. I've seen it since then, and I'm glad it's not worse than it was if it's not that bad, because it looks at first. In fact, when he first hops, it looks like an Achilles or something, doesn't it? That's
correct.
the first thing you think, because he popped his Achilles. But obviously, they would have said that, I would think, by now. Although you don't have to do injury reports in the preseason, so who knows?
But there's enough people there, Hawk, as you know. There's all those reporters are there. Somebody will get the information probably today. But if it is, I would bet they would add, and Ben Leber will be here in 20 minutes. I'd like to ask him. I would bet they add at the quarterback and the wide receiver position. Just because, if Addison is out for 3 games and if he's injured for a couple more, and there should be a couple of decent names that either get cut or they can, maneuver a trade for one, I would bet they add.
The trickiest thing, though, is the timing, right? When Kirk Cousins got hurt last year, it's like, well, what do we do now? And Kwesi did the very low-risk gamble. Well, let's get Dobbs for almost nothing. If it works, great. If it doesn't, the season was going to go sideways without Cousins anyway, right? Mid-season, low-stakes gamble. It's interesting to see when the season hasn't even started how willing or how aggressive Kwesi is to do exactly what you just said. Do we really need to overpay for a backup quarterback or a third receiver, right? Second/third receiver. I don't know. Depends on their motivation. First of all, you have to find players that you believe are even worth the money or the trade assets. But then, how realistic are you about this year? What are you willing to give up in terms of future assets just to kind of plug a couple of holes this year? I don't know. That's
I think though with
a gamble too.
I think though with the blank slate of not playing any regular season games and still, like as you said, they got to overachieve. I think they want to win, and I think as Hawk said earlier, there are a lot of these are tough games, but they are at home. They get to play the 49ers at home, the Texans at home, the Jets are in London, and then the Lions at home, and then the bye week or whatever. But that's a tough schedule. But still, though, I think they can win, and the defense could keep them in games. I would bet they add a wide receiver of a name that we know, that it's not like some guy that's like the 4th guy on a practice squad. They'll add somebody we know if Addison is out, because they got to take the pressure off the best receiver in football, and they can win with that combo, and then you get TJ back.
As long as it's affordable.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean, they have a ton of money too, though. They got a lot of money that they could spend if somebody is, whatever. But
right, as long if it's a 1-year deal or something where you don't tie up money or spots beyond this year, that's
A lot of people
Possible.
would want to play with Justin Jefferson. You get single covered, man.
Yep. The Royals beat the Twins 4-1. That is Bobby Witt Jr.'s 24th home run of the season.
He's good.
The Twins did win 2 out of 3 against Kansas City. The other bad news: Cleveland did beat the Cubs 6-1. So the Twins are now 4.5 behind Cleveland. Man, they had it down to 1.5 after they beat those, or they won the 2 games of the doubleheader almost a week ago. Now it's up to 4.5, but they are still a game and a half ahead of Kansas City despite losing to them yesterday. So it was 2.5. Now it's 1.5. So we're still fine. Texas tonight, Twins at Texas 7:05.
Yeah.
Cleveland is at the Drunken Scotty starting tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, go Twins.
Yeah, go Twins.
Well said.
Thank you.
Let's do what really matters when we come back. I'll do scores and stats around the world of sports. Ben Leber in like 15 minutes. Clearly, lots to talk about with Ben Leber, McCarthy, Addison, everything you just mentioned about possible free agents and what are we going to do. Tom Pelissero will be weekly with us during the football season at 7:40. He'll make his first weekly appearance of the year. Same thing. A lot of Vikings-related questions we can ask Tom Pelissero about as well. More of the Power Trip. We're in St. Louis Park. Chris is in Cleveland, Ohio for Browns and Vikings. That game is Saturday, preseason game number 2 right here on the Fan. Your home for Minnesota Vikings football.
Head over to our contest page and register for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Daughtry at the Treasure Island Event Center on Friday, December 20th. That's KFAN.com. Keyword contest to enter.
Welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show, spread all across the United States, continuing to broadcast from Cleveland. My name is Chris Hockey. The rest of the guys back in the studios in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. No Tommy today, but Ben Leber on his way in. We will have .com Tom Pelissero for his first of weekly visits throughout the season at 7:40, thanks to our friends at Bell Bank. So lots to get to today, fellers.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. I can't wait to talk to him. What a day to have him on, man.
Yeah, no
There's
kidding.
a preseason game tonight, as you know, because you said you're going to watch it from your room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Tom's back on Monday, right? He's in the final quarterfinal of the Initials Invitational. You saw us play tomorrow in quarterfinal 8, but .com Tom back on Monday for the final one, the final quarterfinal.
How is he able to find time to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And he's good, too.
But that is interesting that he's on Monday. Watch something gigantic break, either late Sunday night or first thing early Monday morning. He's like, I got to be on national TV. I can't play your stupid game.
Yeah. That'd be a big break for Nordo.
That would be a big break for Nordo if Tom had to tap out at the last second. All right, let's do what really matters: scores and stats around the world of sports. You guys see, I have a couple of questions about this, man. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I found a really weird trend in the Hideki Matsuyama story. Did you guys see this overnight? So, golfer Hideki Matsuyama got robbed at a London airport, and his wallet was stolen. His caddy and his coach had their passports taken. The bronze medal that Matsuyama won at the Olympics was not stolen. Every story I've clicked on like the top 5 or 6 news sources that have it, all kind of say the same thing. I'll read one of them. Here's even the Fox News one. Hideki Matsuyama will be without his caddy and his coach this weekend after the trio were robbed at a London airport. The 3 were en route to the FedEx Cup playoffs in Memphis, Tennessee, following the Olympics in Paris, but made a pit stop in London. While there, Matsuyama had his wallet stolen, while both his caddy and coach had their passports snatched. And then they go on to say, well, then he's going to be without them because they have to go back to Japan. I haven't found one story yet that actually talks about the robbery itself. Like, were they held at gunpoint? Was it in the airport? Was it like... There's zero details. I haven't found one story that said what happened.
Yeah.
They've all just said he had his passport taken, he had his passport taken, he had his wallet taken. Man, tough break for them, right? I'm like, that's it? No details. Watch, you should try it. Click on it. Nobody's even remotely talking about the actual moment that the stuff was stolen. I have no idea if he thought his life was in jeopardy, if it was, if it was a pickpocket situation, if somebody stole just a backpack, a backpack, no idea. I'm not saying it's fishy. I'm just saying, where's the rest of the story? This is the equivalent of not asking Jordan Addison what was wrong with the dog or how's the dog. Oh, your wallet was stolen. Oh, your passports were stolen. That's terrible. Well, I'm going to move on with my life. You know what I mean? Weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
But what really matters is this.
As I come to you live from Cleveland, I have some odd facts or interesting facts, I should say, about Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio proudly claims the title of being the birthplace of Superman.
Oh.
The iconic superhero, beloved by millions worldwide, was in the bustling streets of Cleveland, where high school students Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster conceptualized the Man of Steel in the 1930s. Didn't know that.
I didn't know
Siegel
that
and
either.
Schuster. Yeah, they were from Cleveland.
So, dumb question.
Smallville, Ohio.
Now we have Iron Man, Spider-Man, Batman, everything man.
Yeah.
Was Superman the first blank man?
Maxo?
Probably close. Yeah, I'm sure there's some. I mean, probably the most. The one with the longest longevity, you know what I'm saying? There
first
probably
one
was
that
some
stuck?
random, like Wolf Man or something like that, something radioactive man. Well, that's The Simpsons, but
I gotcha.
But you know what I mean? Like, I think Superman. He was one of the first superheroes. I think that was really popular. So.
Taxman was probably one of the first mans.
Sure.
Weatherman.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Superman had to be before Weatherman, right?
The Nick Cage movie?
That too.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Never saw that one.
Me neither.
The Lynx are back at it. They're hosting Washington tonight. This is the first game after the Olympic break. 7 o'clock tonight. The Lynx are 8-point favorites on DraftKings. Over-under is 155.5. Lynx are 17-8. Washington's terrible at 6-19. I assume Marnie's on the call.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I think she is.
I don't know anything. What really matters, though, is this.
You may be wondering to yourself, why is Cleveland the home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Good question.
The heart of rock and roll is in Cleveland, as Huey said. Cleveland rocks, as Cheap Trick said, and Drew Carey continued to tell people. Well, Cleveland made history by hosting the world's first major rock concert on March 21st of 1952, right here at the Cleveland Arena. The Moondog Coronation Ball was put on by Alan Freed, the father of rock and roll. I believe he's the man who actually invented the term rock and roll. The concert featured legendary artist Alan Freed, Paul Williams, and the Hucklebucklers, Tiny Grimes, and the Dominoes. The groundbreaking concert marked a pivotal moment in music history, solidifying Cleveland's reputation as the pioneering hub for rock and roll. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is literally walking distance from me right now.
Did not know that.
Are you going today or are you going tomorrow?
Both. I'm going to go today because it's open till 8 tonight. It was only open till 5 last night. We didn't get back here till 4:47, so couldn't do that. But tonight it's open till 8, and then tomorrow I've got all day after the Power Trip Morning Show. And I'm
Hell yeah, man.
Are there 2-day passes, or are you going to have to pay for admission twice?
That's a great question. I don't know.
The old
they
2-day
have
pass.
they have bricks like out in front of it where you can buy a brick and like put your name into it. If it's not too expensive, I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? It's like, yeah, I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well,
are you
actually,
just putting your name, or can you put whatever phrase or saying you want?
I'm just going to put my name.
Oh.
I'm just going to say that I made it.
Yeah, this is
to the steps of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They wouldn't let me in, but you can step on me as I walk by. I might put it.
If you get to do your name and a short phrase, shouldn't you do something like waiting and watching and wondering why?
She sleeps alone tonight.
She sleeps alone tonight.
Yeah.
That's probably
just in case Tommy ever goes to Cleveland and takes a picture with your brick.
Yeah, that would be the best possible way to be remembered.
Yeah.
It would. You know what? You're right. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, hell
she
yeah.
sleeps alone tonight.
Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to look it up.
If you can do the phrase. The Chicago White Sox are possibly going to end this season with the worst record in modern baseball history. Right now, they are 29-93 because they lost to the Yankees yesterday. We'll talk more about that in a second. But they did announce they are cutting season ticket prices for next year by 10%.
Should add an extra 0 on the end of that 10.
I mean, I don't think it would change attendance if they did. So 10%. You have the worst team, essentially, in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
And if the ticket's $30, you're only paying $27. What a deal.
The brick prices range, Hawk, from $150 to $1,000.
Oh, get the 1,000 for sure.
Yeah.
Then you get a whole paragraph, probably.
By a damn sidewalk.
The revolutionary brick is an 8 by 8 inch by 8 inch brick for $500. You get a maximum of 6 lines you can write.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
So you could get "She sleeps alone tonight in a stranger's bed." Isn't that the song?
No.
But you could write that.
Man.
You could write that.
Put some respect in that poetry.
I want to misquote myself.
Yeah, do it. That'd be funnier.
Ben, when do you go to Cleveland? Tomorrow? Today?
Hi, Ben.
Hi. Yeah, I leave tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll just I'll work my afternoon gig, and then I think my flight's at 8.
Got it. Got to do that Twin Cities Live, right?
Yeah, man. I took that whole other week off, last week off, so can't do back-to-back weeks. I just don't have that much vacation.
Where'd you go, Turks and Caicos?
Close. Something just north of Park Rapids, Minnesota.
It's like Turks.
It's kind of like Turks.
You look tan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thanks, Rosie.
Appreciate it, Rose.
Yeah, it was kind of
I
cloudy.
forgot he said that yesterday.
You know what, Ben? Just you don't even have to knock. Just come on in the room. I'll be in the bed, just waiting on you. I'll keep it warm. Just come on in, snuggle on up, okay?
Will you just be in the Costanza pose?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Can I come over and watch?
Oh, sure, Rosie, if you're in town.
Oh, God.
So, Hawk, how is it? I've been listening, but I just wanted to ask you, just personally, is it fun? Like, what's the environment like? What's practice like?
It was a lot of fun. It's the first time I'd ever been to one of those joint practices like that. As you know, just repeating myself a bit, but I don't think I'm telling you any breaking news. Stefanski's got a really good team on his hands.
I know he does. Yeah,
that defense is unbelievable, and they wanted to kill everybody yesterday. They were popping, and you're not allowed to bring anybody down, but hitting somebody as hard as you possibly can without bringing them down. That's exactly how I would describe it yesterday. I think it was over-reported a little bit that KOC was upset at Cleveland for how hard they were hitting. He had to make some. Had to do some questioning of the other coaches. I don't know for sure that happened. Maybe it did, but they were popping people. And Myles Garrett, Ben. I mean,
he's like, he's a build a player on Madden or something. Like he's like something you see on a video game.
And watching him go against our tackles yesterday was a lot of fun. So I love the opportunity to get a chance to see all these players and to watch them get coached up. And you see so many things you never would get a chance to see. But the coolest thing for me yesterday was just watching Stefanski and seeing his squad and seeing the excitement and seeing how that guy who. I can remember when he was, a lowly assistant on the Vikings squad, and now seeing him being 2-time Coach of the Year and getting a chance to talk to him and just knowing that he's still the exact same guy. He just had an opportunity to put his plan into action, and it's working. It's pretty cool.
I know it is kind of surreal even for me to think about it too, because it's the same situation. Like we came in together with Childress, and he was Childress's right-hand man. He was literally this. Whatever Childress needed him to do, he was kind of the do boy, and he worked his way up. And the whole time, he's just been crafting a plan and writing down notes and just like, all right, if I were to be a head coach, this is how I do it. And the coolest part about it is, as you mentioned, he's the same dude.
Yeah,
he's never changed. And that is very hard to do in this business, especially as a coach with that much success that he's had. Yeah, I saw the reports. It sounds like it's like the 49ers joint practice all over again. That was KOC's first year, and there were reports where D'Amico Ryans he was upset with D'Amico because of not necessarily the physicality, it was the lateness at which his players were getting hit. It was the out of bounds plays, it was after the whistle. So, look, Jim Schwartz is he's a no-nonsense guy, and I'm sure that there was some of that going on. I doubt it was so much the physicality as much as it was the extracurriculars.
Ben, you'll understand this reference. So you're saying that Stefanski, going back to him for a second, is essentially Tom from Succession?
Sure, yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it, yeah.
And spoiled it.
Yeah, I would say
spoiler.
I would say probably earn the spot a little bit more than Tom.
Why didn't Tom earn it? He wheeled and dealed.
Sure.
He was the do boy, which we got to start calling somebody around here the do boy. Right? Sauce?
I don't care. Call me whatever you want.
No, that's not going to work. That doesn't fit.
Doesn't do anything for you.
Oh, that would be me, yeah. That's...
Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to join you. Unfortunately, it won't be until about midnight tomorrow night, so you have to hold that pose in your room for quite a long time.
Yeah, no, I sleep nude. as you well know. So just come on in. The water's fine.
Aaron Judge hit his 300th career home run, and he did it in 955 games. That is the fastest ever in Major League Baseball history. Ralph Kiner got there in 1,087 games. So Aaron Judge over 100 games faster. Want to hear a really weird stat? You guys like stats?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Love
Stats? Yeah. If you saw this, I'm looking at you, Sauce. Don't guess, but otherwise, take a shot at this. Aaron Judge hit his career home run number 300. I mentioned that already. By the way, Juan Soto in that same game hit a home run in his first at bat. That was 4 straight at bats. He hit a home run.
Come on.
3 in the last game, and then this one. He was like the first Yankee in 40 years or something to do that.
He's on fire.
But back to Judge for a second. His 300th home run was on a 3-0 pitch, right? Not a lot of hitters get the green light on 3-0, but I'm sure Aaron Judge has the right to do whatever he wants. Out of the 300 career home runs that he has hit, how many of them have been on 3-0 pitches?
Ooh, interesting stat. 29.
29. Sauce, did you see this?
No.
Oh, take a shot.
50.
50. Ben says 29. Zach.
37.
Max.
I'm going to go in the opposite direction. I'm going to say 2.
2. Hawk.
69.
Nice.
Max, you beautiful bastard. That is just his 3rd career home run on a 3-0 pitch. So even the greats don't swing that often on 3-0.
Yeah.
But he did, and he crushed it. Put it over the left field fence, and that's his 300th career home run.
Which is so interesting because if you are a dynamic hitter like that, if you're Barry Bonds or you're Ken Griffey Jr., that you can just hit anything within the strike zone on a 3-0 pitch. You're getting something sweet.
Right. You swing.
Right. Yeah, you're getting fastball just juiced somewhere in the strike zone,
and they're not going to be mad if he hits.
No.
Yeah, right.
I would guess. Now, I'm not a ball guy. Don't cash those tickets.
Ballish to me,
Right.
but
But isn't the logic that you don't want to give a guy like Judge just an absolute laser beam because he is willing to swing? If you're already down 3-0, you're like, I just got to probably throw another ball because I can't just groove him
it's
one.
possible, but you know how these baseball analytics. I mean, there's so many game situations where you got a guy on base, and like maybe you can't afford to put another. You don't want to put Aaron Judge on base.
Well, how about this? Think about what I just said. Juan Soto had 4 home runs in 4 consecutive at bats, right between the 3 last game and the first one this time. They intentionally walked Soto to get to Judge.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
That's a.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's insane.
I think I have that right. And I think Grady Sizemore from the White Sox was like, look, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do you want me to pitch to Soto or Judge? Like right now, Soto's hotter, so it just made more sense for it. And then he put it over the fence.
They're playing a double-A team, but yeah.
I mean, and this is not Yankees radio, but then who's after Judge? It's
I think Mickey Mantle.
That's the issue with their lineup, though. Those are the only 2 that hit.
And Jazz, since he's been there.
Yeah, he's hurt, though.
Oh,
they
yeah.
put him on the IL or whatever it's called. No.
Did you guys see that video yesterday on Twitter of Barry Bonds and Greg Maddux, like both analyzing their matchup against each other, like at an at bat? It was actually really fascinating just seeing how psychological it is, like how strategic it was. They're both talking about, I'm not going to do this or that. It's really fascinating.
Well, do you follow Trevor Bauer on Instagram or social media?
No, I don't.
Oh man, it is. I don't even care if you like baseball or not. Like he's playing down in the Mexican League after that whole he's been cleared of all those allegations and all that other stuff. So he's just working his way back. They've got him mic'd up all the time.
Yeah.
And dude, the way he talks to himself and to the microphone about every single pitch and every player in every situation, it is fascinating. He's like,
so cool.
It's so cool. Like he talks through what a pitcher has to think about in a game. And I knew it was layered and complicated, and there's a thought to. I mean, clearly there's a plan for every player, but it's so fascinating. It's one of my most fun follows on Instagram. Yeah,
it's way more than you think. Like you said, you obviously know there's a plan, but like hearing them actually break it down, it was like, my God, these pitchers have to know so much, and these batters have to know so much about these pitchers.
Yeah, and the way that he even talks to him about himself, he's just like, God, idiot, just like don't throw it there. Like it's like. It's those little things, like when you see them catch the ball and they're like walking back to the mound and kind of circling the mound, you don't really see their mouth moving, but he's talking to himself. And I'm sure a lot of pitchers kind of talk to themselves too. At least the thought process in their head of like, all right, he was late on the four seam, down and away. I'm going to come back with the four seam up and in, and then he'll like wait for the catcher to like push the little buttons or whatever, and the computer in his ear. It's cool. It's really cool.
That is awesome. We'll come back. Cool. We'll do more of what really matters, and most of it on my end will be Vikings related, so Ben can react to the McCarthy news, the Addison news, Sauce's questions from earlier, and much, much more. .com Tom in about an hour. Parker Fox, maybe? Anybody have confirmation on that? I assume Parker's rolling in at some point.
I did hear differently, so I believe
Actually,
so,
Parker
yes.
ABC is coming in.
Dear God, Zach.
See what he said there? That's
Man,
good. I like it.
You know I like complimenting you, but for God's sakes.
Trevor Bauer plays for the Diablos.
That's a pretty cool name.
That's a great name.
It's cool.
Yeah, Hawk, check it out during the break. You'll like it.
Deal.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Van.
The Fan.
Heavy metal legends Metallica are set to hit U.S. Bank Stadium this weekend on their M72 tour with different set lists and openers each night. You won't want to miss out on their electric In the Round show. Tickets are still available, but we've got your last chance to win now. Caller 11 will win your way in with a pair of lower bowl tickets to Sunday's show. Call 800-320-5326.
Thinking about going to that Metallica show on Sunday. Is Pantera the opener on Sunday? Does anybody know? Which days?
I think so. They either did last night. They did they were at First Ave. Pantera was.
Yeah.
For like a small show, and I guess it sold out in like a minute and a half. Yeah.
Remember the kid who played guitar for Ozzy?
Zach Wilde.
Zach Wilde. He plays guitar for Pantera now.
Does he really?
And the drummer for Anthrax is the drummer because Vinny and Dimebag are both gone, obviously. So.
Oh, yeah.
And then Phil Anselmo's still the singer, and Rex is still the bass player. Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
From what I hear, they put on a hell of a show, and Zach Wilde playing guitar is a show in itself. So that would be fun to see them open for Metallica. I might go on Sunday. Anybody else?
You're going to get Five Finger on Sunday.
No.
But what band is he going to see?
Again?
And Ice Nine Kills.
Do me a favor. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Don't go for the fifth one. All right, Zach. Please, just relax, brother.
They really only have four fingers on a hand.
Isn't that why you dated Jason Pierre-Paul?
Okay.
He didn't say no.
Good point. He just smiled and shook his head.
Hey, Ben.
I think I just outed him.
When you get here and you and I get up on Sunday morning, or Saturday morning, I should say, and we go for a walk and drink our coffee and have our talks like we do every Saturday or Sunday morning, I'm going to take you right down the street here. Because during What Really Matters here in a moment, I'm going to give you some more facts about Cleveland. And there's so much good stuff about this town I did not know. You just wait and hear. I'm going to take you out for a romantic morning walk on Saturday.
Oh. You going to take me down to Pound Town?
That'll be Friday night.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Is that cool?
Yep.
All right, here's more of What Really Matters. I'll do scores, and then Chris can tell you something that will apparently seduce Ben Leber. Ben, I don't know if you heard about this. J.J. McCarthy's going to miss his entire rookie season with a torn meniscus. Less than a day ago, we were talking about it being hopefully maybe like 4 to 6 weeks if it was the lesser version. But when they got in there, they found out it was the full repair, and it's the entire season for J.J. McCarthy. Your general thoughts?
Not much that hasn't already been said in the last 24 hours. I mean, it sucks. But I don't think it's the end of the world. I mean, he wasn't going to be, at least early first half of the season, all things being equal, nobody gets injured. He wasn't going to be the starting quarterback anyway. And so even if he would the thing is, like, if he would have come in at the halfway mark or whatever, it's probably because Sam wasn't holding up his end of the bargain. And you're most likely looking at a team that then is at that point really on the fringe of making the playoffs, and then you're just trying to get some game reps with him and get him ready for 2025. So, if he played this year according to their plans, then it would have been just experience anyway and not like in a playoff push situation. So I don't think that we're really missing much. Now, as you guys have already said, we're missing that security blanket. There's definitely much more of a pucker factor now every time Sam drops back and gets blindsided and gets off, gets up off the ground a little slow. You're like, oh boy. Like, I like Nick Mullins. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch him play, but he'll give you 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he might go for 400 yards. But it's that ball security that we're all kind of worried about.
Well, you just hinted at it, but now 99.9%, right? Unless it's injury related or this thing takes way longer than we think. I mean, JJ is the week 1 starter next year, right? There's no more waiting.
Yeah,
that's
the
starter
thing.
week 1 next year.
He will go into the offseason, into OTAs and all that as the starting quarterback. And, basically KOC's already basically said that. Didn't even allude to it. He said, don't worry, guys. Like, we're going to he's our franchise quarterback going forward. He's our guy.
Yep.
So he gave him that vote of confidence. And so he's basically trying to temper everybody's anxiety in Viking land. So he's declared him the future.
Which also doesn't change the path for Darnold, right? Because with McCarthy here, and he signs a 1-year, $10 million deal even before we drafted J.J. McCarthy, right? That Sam was playing for a starting job somewhere else. So if Sam's season sucks, then he's going to be begging for a backup job somewhere else. If he tears it up and has an awesome year, he's going to get paid, but it's not going to be by us. So it's almost assuredly this is truly a 1-year deal, because it would be a little bit weird unless he, I guess, pulled the Mullins and just kind of came back here for super cheap backup money.
Yeah, he might like it here enough
to where $10 million next year as a backup.
Well, that's the thing. He might look at his lot in life and say, I really like my situation here. I can go and try to be a starting quarterback in a different system under a different head coach with a different defense and a whole different team, and hope that it works out to where I make starting quarterback money. Or, I could just accept where I am, say I had a decent year. This is JJ's team. I really like it here. I like being his mentor. I like being the second coach in that room with Josh McCown. Then he could maybe look at his career like, I could have another 10 years in the NFL and make $4 to $5 million every year as just a career backup. Not a bad gig.
No, but this is a career year for him, right? To truly get paid, he's got to have a big year. So if you're an optimist, he is playing for his livelihood.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we'll see. What really matters though is this.
Ben, right down the street here from us, from our hotel, less than a block and a half away from me, is Monumental Park, also known now as Public Square. Cleveland became the City of Light in 1879 thanks to inventor Charles Brush and the invention of the arc lamp. That's right, the first city to be lit by electricity was Cleveland, Ohio. And the first park, the outdoor space to be lit by electricity in the entire United States, is a block and a half away from us right here.
Really?
Yeah, pretty
interesting.
Cool. 1879.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah.
And that was all basically by direct current, right? I mean, they had the big power lines that had one big line going to and one big line going back to the station or back to the power source. Interesting.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, man. So I'll take you there after after we wait.
Yeah. Like our little
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
The Patriots traded linebacker Matthew Judon to the Falcons for a 3rd-round pick. Judon turns 32 today. Happy birthday. He wants a new deal. So the Falcons continue to go all in and try to line up as many players as possible to win as quickly as possible. 4-time Pro Bowler. Benjamin, I'm going to put you to the test. I'm going to be amazed if you get this. So this is a level of difficulty. If this was the Olympics, like 4.9.
Yeah, sure.
Matthew Judon had 15 and a half sacks 2 years ago. He missed most of last year with the torn biceps, right? But 15 and a half 2 years ago.
Good.
Now he's in Atlanta. Atlanta hasn't had a double-digit sack guy since 2016. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Not one player on their team has gotten to 10 sacks in 8 years. I'm going to be floored if you can remember this. Who had over 10 for the Falcons in 2016? Degree of difficulty. If this is on a scale of 1 to 5, it's
years ago,
it's a 4.9.
I think I know.
If you didn't read this is almost impossible. This is going to be one of those. This is one of those Mark Hamill things. If you guess this, I'm going to call BS. That's how hard this is.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Take a shot.
Is it Vic Beasley?
See, how do you even remember that name? You had to have read it.
Come on, I didn't read it.
Vic Beasley? How do you pull that name out of nowhere after 8 years?
Because he was a high-end draft. Wasn't he a first-round pick?
Yeah, I think he was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Look at you, Saucy.
Yeah,
proud of you.
I didn't read that. I swear to you. I would tell you. I would.
You can't
Vic
read.
Beasley. That's the obvious comeback is your reading ability and retention is piss poor.
Correct. Yeah.
Man.
Like, I remember that. And because also...
Mark Hamill 2.0.
On ESPN... I think they were last in like every defensive line category last year.
Man, to go almost a decade without a 10 sack season is insane.
Yeah.
What was the most you ever had in a year, Ben?
A couple? Five and a half.
Five and a half?
Yeah, something like that.
That's not bad for a
You're going to
linebacker.
get 5.5 tomorrow night, brother.
Wow. Who's showing up?
We're going to make love twice.
Oh, well.
What really matters, though, is this.
My apologies. Margaret Hamilton. Do you guys remember that name? Do you know who
Isn't
Margaret
she the
Hamilton
Wicked
is?
Witch?
Yeah.
That's right.
Margie.
The Wicked Witch of the West was born right here in Cleveland, Ohio on December 9th of what year do you think Margaret Hamilton was born?
Well, Wizard of Oz was 1939. I mean, it's so hard to tell how old she is in that film because it's black and white. When she doesn't have the green on her face, she looks old as hell.
1899.
Where's
So you were
1890?
So you were saying she's 40-ish.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good guess. I'm going to say she was born in 1907. I'm going to go closer to 30-ish.
1869.
1902.
1902.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see like she was on, I believe, Sesame Street one time
Yeah,
as the
I was
Wicked
just
Witch?
Yeah, and
wow.
they didn't air the episode.
Yeah, because kids were. Well, I think they aired it
too
one
scary.
time.
It's scary, yeah.
And it scared kids. And the whole purpose for her to be on was to make it so kids weren't as afraid of her, you know?
Backfired.
And it scared kids. They only watched it one time.
Well,
Like,
also,
they only
again,
aired it one time.
when Sesame Street started in the 70s,
something like that,
so
yeah.
she was already in her 70s?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
You got a 70-year-old witch with face paint going, here's the alphabet? I'd be terrified, too.
Yeah.
Who thought of that? Zach, your hand's up.
Woodhawk.
Thank you for asking that, Zach.
She was born in 1902.
Does it matter with or without the makeup on?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You ever seen her ride a broom?
She was in. Oh. When she appeared in 1976 on Sesame Street, what number episode was that of Sesame Street?
I mean, that's got to be really early. Like super early.
32.
21.
Hold on, let me just make sure.
Oh, no.
I'm seeing the same number you're seeing, Saucy.
Okay.
420.
847.
Really?
Yeah.
How would we have known that?
I don't know, but
I don't know how we would have figured that out.
oh wait,
If it was episode 3, it would have been like, wow, they got off to a hot
right,
start.
that's what I
it was
saying.
the 52nd episode of the 7th season.
Oh, I was going to guess the 8th season. episode 4.
Sorry, Daddy.
See,
I don't know.
Okay, so for example, if I had just been like, what did you say, 847?
Yeah.
If you'd been like, what number episode? If I could go on, 847. I swear to God, I didn't read it.
Wait, I didn't read the Vic Beasley thing. If Ben had got that right, you'd been like, God,
Did you date him? How do you remember that name?
because he's like the only good defensive lineman they've had, and the Falcons have consistently drafted defensive linemen since they drafted Vic Beasley. They drafted the dude that went up on stage with that like picture of his grandma. Everybody, you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Like he was a bust. Like they always draft defensive linemen. And
You know what?
It's
I believe
probably
you,
something
Rosie.
I heard.
Sauce.
Did Beasley end up with Tennessee? Is that right?
I have
Max?
no idea.
I think so. Let me double
Because it seemed
check.
like he had a hot start and then he just like fizzled out.
Yeah. I don't know why I retained that.
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, he went to the Titans right after that for a year, and then well, not even a year because he was on the Raiders the same exact year, and then the Vegas Vipers right after that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the 2012 Houston Texans. I know that's not anything Vic Beasley related. 2012 Houston Texans. Do you know how many tackles Glover Quinn had in 2012?
45,000. Oh, no, 847.
What were you going to say, Ben?
69.
He had 84.
How are we going to know that?
Really?
84. Zach, your hands
Do
up.
you know what episode number Do Young Park's Jeopardy appearance was?
Well, no, the reason I said it is because I thought it was fascinating that there'd already been 847 episodes of Sesame Street in 1976. That's incredible. So how many have there been? 2 million?
Well, when did it start? How many shows a year is that?
Right after Vic Beasley was born.
Did they do one every day?
Pretty much.
I think it started in
Weekdays.
69. Nope.
Nice.
I'm not even doing a bit. I think it really did start.
God, I love Sesame Street growing up. Big fan.
I never really watched it that much.
Yeah,
I was all in on it.
Yeah, it was great.
All in.
Yeah.
Yep. Bert and Ernie.
Cookie
which-
Monster.
That answers a lot of your questions out there. I was a big-time fan of Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Ticket is coming out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, cash.
That's what you call it?
A lot of us were on board with Sesame pre-Elmo, right? You got to get on board before Elmo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When did that son of a bitch join?
He wasn't an OG?
No.
I think it was episode 848, right after The Witch. They needed Elmo.
I wonder if he was he late 80s?
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
Man, he kind of took it over then because he is
Dominated the
face of
90s.
it.
Yeah, Tickle Me Elmo.
1980.
1980 exactly?
Season 11,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. I would have...
So 11 years.
I have very little memory of him at all early Sesame Street.
Dope as a kid.
Yeah, that's because you were high.
And was it the same guy the whole time?
South Park just savages that bit.
1985 to 2012, it was Kevin Clash. And then from 2013 until today, it's been Ryan Dillon.
Rock the Casbah.
The
down the
sales
hall?
guy?
I was going to say, wait, I know that name.
Hey, when you say the word Sesame Street, which character comes to mind first?
I mean, probably Big Bird.
Yeah, probably
Yeah, me
Big
too,
Bird.
Big
Yeah, Big Bird or Oscar.
I was going to say Oscar, too.
Elmo or the Count.
The Count.
the Count's
the
great.
Count's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a rat's ass about the real people.
No.
Right? Who cares? Maria. Get lost.
No.
Get bent, Maria.
I'd probably give a rat's ass for Maria. I don't really care about all the
That's so
rat's
hot.
asses
Or
I have.
Rizzo, right? The Muppet. Wasn't that the name of the Muppet?
Who's Rizzo?
Rizzo the Rat.
She's
that was
got
the
a
rat.
song.
Oh, yeah. Forget about Rizzo.
Yeah, actually, a really good song. It's a good song.
Rats.
Great song.
847.
That wasn't the best question to ask you guys.
The news is next. Chris live from Cleveland on the Fan.
The Fan.